Welcome to OOO, an out of ordinary podcast where we dig deep into case studies and the nitty gritty of Web3 marketing. You'll find here all the amazing people that are building Web3, so stick to us as we address their marketing secrets and learn how to build amazing products and brands. Hello everyone, I'm Alex, your fellow Web3 marketer and the host of an Out of Ordinary podcast. This is episode 65. If you don't already know, I've launched a community for all you Web3 marketers. The reason for that is that I know resources are scarce and I think together we can push the pedal. And it's a token-gated community and I'm working on bringing you exclusive content. This will be paid, but if you sign up now, you will get it free until the end of March. Now, without further ado, let me introduce you to my guests. Daria Volkova, or Daria Strategy, as you might already know her, she's a product marketing, brand growth, and communication expert for Web3 products, head of marketing at ETHWarsaw, and an active contributor to the Ethereum community. She's also a public speaker and content creator about product and human side of Web3. Monika Zając is the co-founder of ETHWarsaw, an event that brings together innovators and enthusiasts in the blockchain space. With a background in product management and a passion for design, she enjoys creating thoughtful and impactful experiences that you're going to hear more about on the duration of this episode. Monika is also an artist, exploring the intersection of art and crypto through her paintings and creative projects. Hello, Monika. Hello, Daria. How are you guys today?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
good
you so
too.
much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming. We've been trying to record this for a while. I think it kind of happens with all my guests, but very happy to have you here today. Can you give us like a quick intro, like on who are you and how you got into Web3 for anybody that's listening for the first time and like they don't know you yet?
Monika, first.
Okay, so I've been in crypto for like 8 years now, I think. Crypto drew me with the idea of like free and programmable economy, like mostly Ethereum was what drew me to crypto space before Ethereum, like Bitcoin, didn't have such an appeal to me. Like I started organizing crypto events in 2018. Also, in the meantime, I worked as a product manager, and currently I'm focused on ETHWarsaw mostly.
What about you, Daria?
So it's a pleasure. First of all, it's a pleasure to be at Out of Ordinary podcast. So thanks for having us again. I have entered the space after working at creative global agencies as a brand creator, screenwriter, and I entered the space twice, actually. The first time in 2017 during the first blasting bull run. I'm sure you all remember these times and the era of ICOs. And there were no Web3 projects, just blockchain, crypto, and mostly like crypto projects. And the second time I joined the space in 2021, and I'm still here. So in 2023, I participated in ETHWarsaw as a speaker. I like the organizer, their approach, their like attention to details. So I decided to join the team this year.
It's quite funny because every time that I think of account abstraction, I think about you and the presentation.
That's great. That's great.
Something you mentioned that you've been organizing events since 2018, and something I wanted to ask you, Monika, is like, can you tell us about the journey of ETHWarsaw and how it has evolved in the last 3 years? Because if I remember correctly, this was the 3rd edition, right?
Yes, exactly. This was the 3rd edition. And like the idea for ETHWarsaw came to us like over 3 years ago. We were at the conference in Lisbon, and we were standing like in a group of Polish people. We are enjoying the vibes, and we were like, we need something like this in Warsaw too. And this is why we decided to organize a conference. So we started with meetups, and in the meantime, we were preparing to organize the conference and the hackathon. And we didn't have that much experience in organizing such large events. We were organizing meetups, small hackathons before, but we decided we can do it. We went in a little bit like blind, and we didn't know what to expect. And I even remember the day before the first conference, and we were like, is even anybody gonna come? Like, are we gonna like have everything working? Is the ticketing system gonna work? Like, are we going to have a large line because we can't check the tickets or something? But actually, everything turned out fine, and the conference was quite good, I think. It was definitely more work than we expected, but it was also so energizing, and we knew after the first one that we want to organize more events, and that we are gonna organize another conference. And now, after like the 3 editions, we want to expand even further. Like right now, we are mostly organizing meetups every month and a conference once a year. But we want to do even more during the year, like maybe some workshops, maybe some boot camps for developers. We would love to onboard more people to Web3. And we are like thinking about the ways how we can introduce more people. Probably we will focus on developers because ETHWarsaw is focused on builders, and we will probably want to keep that up. I think we just want to like evolve even further.
How long does it take you to organize like an event like this? Like how much time and how many people? And then I think the second, something else I wanted to like just add before I forget is that like I might actually have some ideas for you based on like what I've seen in other places in order to like get people who are like from Web2 to Web3 and who could potentially become your next attendees as well.
So it depends actually, because before our first conference, we started like super late, and we organized the whole thing like in 3 months, I think. But after the first one, we knew that it's not that much time, and we started organizing the second edition like immediately after the first one. So I would say it's something between 3 and 12 months. The earlier you start, it's just easier. Like it's less stress, and it's like you have the venue. You during the marketing, like for the whole period, and it's definitely better to start earlier, even 12 months before.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to go to. I really hope that I'm going to make it to the next event because I happen to be at ETH Sofia, and I can say like I absolutely love this like smaller events. I mean, I love big conferences as well, but I think like the small events have like something interesting, something like je ne sais quoi, and I think it's like the quality of the people and the relationships that you build is amazing. So I hope I'm going to be able to make it to your next event. But right now I want to ask you, Daria, like on the marketing side of things, like how do you approach creating a marketing strategy, especially for an Ethereum focused event like ETHWarsaw? And how do you identify the participants that want what participants want from an event like this, to be able to like properly tailor the experience and to design everything in such a way that they would, that they would absolutely love it?
Yeah. So first of all, I should say that building like any marketing strategy starts with understanding the audience's needs, pain points, expectations. So I'm sure that all marketers know this. So before joining the ETHWarsaw team, I attended more than 15 different blockchain and crypto events. And so I had like understanding of good events, bad events, their marketing efforts and community sentiment, like all these things I knew before joining ETHWarsaw. So it's essential to know the local culture also and the context for any event. So, and I'm sure that if you organize something something like more regional, more local, you should understand and you should know and you should learn this culture and context. ETHWarsaw is a like regional event, but with global vision and the guests from different countries. So that's why we had to think broadly and like the value, the experience and expectations of different categories of attendees, speakers, hackers. So we had people from the United States, from the United Kingdom, from France, from Italy, many people from Italy. Actually, this year we had like from Romania, from Ukraine. So like many people. And like in your like content strategy, in your marketing strategy, you should like you should understand how to talk to these people, how to approach this marketing. And like our marketing in 2024 was more tactical than strategic. Next year, I plan to build a comprehensive strategy and like activate more instruments and tools. So maybe like later I can explain like more about experiences, or if you want it now, I can explain it now. So it depends on.
I think like if we're on the topic, I think we can discuss about it right now. And I also wanted to ask, like, what do you think also are some particularities for an event? I would call it Eastern Europe. I know Poland is like considered CE, but I would still
central,
consider it like a bit central to Eastern European vibes, let's say.
Okay, it's a great question actually, because I wanted to like cover it in PR section, but we can discuss it now. So I think that in terms of this like Eastern European or like Central European vibes, I think that like it's the main PR challenge, to be honest, because some people globally still perceive Warsaw, Poland, like Central Eastern Europe, in general, as a like communistic nest or like communistic headquarters. So some people, I don't want to say all, but some people who don't know Poland well, who never visited this beautiful country, they think that like there are gray neighborhoods and people with angry faces and blah blah blah. So I think that like all the people from like Eastern Europe understand that it's not true, but like it's sometimes it's perceived
stereotype,
like this.
yes, true.
Yes, this bad stereotype. So the fact is that situation is absolutely opposite. Warsaw is one of the cleanest and safest cities in Europe. It's fast developing economy. The gross domestic product grows so fast. Fantastic service, massive number of fresh apartments and hotels. So like many good things. And like when you come to Warsaw, you always have many places to stay, to eat, to entertain, to have party, to meet people. And that's why it's like a hidden gem. And I saw like happy faces of first comers to Warsaw. And I'm sure Monika also had these conversations when people were like, oh, Warsaw is so beautiful. Oh, Poland is so nice. Oh, I want to go to Krakow. I want to go to Gdansk. Oh, and they were, oh, like, we didn't expect. For me, like, I'm Ukrainian, and I understand that it will be similar in Ukraine when people come to Kyiv, to Lviv and other cities, because I understand. So it's both, like, you understand that, okay, great, I'm happy that people happy. Like, okay, that's good. But you understand that people had this stereotype, they had this bad stereotype, and now they're surprised. So yeah, I think it's the main PR challenge, and I don't want to say like main marketing challenge, but in terms of PR and in terms of positioning, I think it's like one of the main challenges to show that we are super modern, we are future oriented, and Warsaw has really great community of developers, builders, and Ethereum adopters.
If you ask me, I think it's actually like a hidden gem, and not just like Warsaw, but I think a lot of the Eastern European countries and a lot of countries that did not get so much attention, or they're not so like well developed, especially in crypto, like UK, Portugal, Spain, France, and so on, Prague, or like, so they're these cities that are like pretty touristic, but they're not that touristic like Western Europe. And I've also noticed this in Romania as well. Like when people come, they're like, wow, this is interesting. Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I didn't know this about your culture. And it's really nice to like see people actually being open to like learning something new, and not always wanting to go to like Paris all the time or another crypto conference. So I absolutely love that what you guys are doing here. Something I wanted to ask you was like, what other strategies, or like, can you tell us a bit about the strategies that you felt like they were like the most attractive in attracting attendees? Because like this so-called PR problem, I think like it's very on point. But I wanted to see like how did you tackle it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like I think that the best strategy for any business event, like not only blockchain related, is to to cover the participants' personal career goals and create these conditions to quality networking. Because why we attend events? Because like we have two main reasons, actually maybe even one. We want to boost our careers. Yeah, we want to boost our careers and we want to earn more. So that's why we want to meet new people and listen to exciting talks and to learn something new, and then convert this knowledge and convert this a new context to some opportunities for our career. It's like the main thing for our for any business event. And nobody wants to feel like they are a product. Like nobody wants to experience chaos or absence of common sense from the team of organizers, for example. So the main idea in marketing such events as ETHWarsaw is to give developers, first of all, as Monika mentioned, developers and blockchain enthusiasts, understanding of what they will get from this event when they come and when they participate in the hackathon, for example. So as ETHWarsaw is a series of meetups, so it's not like one main meetup per year. We have like Monika can fix me like 5 events per year or 6 events per year. And many people know what to expect actually, because they attend these events, and they know the organizers, they know the community. So many people know what to expect. Some of our regular attendees, they become our ambassadors, for example, and they spread the word about the conference and the hackathon because they want to have this feeling of belonging. They want to to support the community. So we have this audience of people who understand what to expect, and we have another audience, like newcomers, and they can come from other countries and participate in ETHWarsaw for the first time. And that's why, like, when we work with this audience who already participated in our monthly meetups, it's nice to exceed their expectations. It's nice to show them that like we grow, we make it better, bigger, like more interesting. That's why I think this is not only about marketing. Actually, this is more about organizing and about inviting interesting people to speak and showing them that we change locations. And Monika will share, I think, these details about venues and other things. But working with this audience, we should highlight that we grow. When we work with the newcomers, we have to show them that that Warsaw is good place to come. It's a good place to buy a ticket and come and spend, I don't know, 3 days or a week in Warsaw. And that's why we have to show them that they will not regret about this decision. And for example, I created article. It was a guide where to eat, where to relax, where to stay in Warsaw, and it was super successful because people were I helped them to feel less stress being in Warsaw because they saw this guide, they checked it, and many people were super happy and super grateful for this guide because they understood that, this team is waiting for us. This team is prepared. We posted some pictures of the venue. We posted pictures of Warsaw, and also to show them that Warsaw is a modern city. You will feel safe here. You will be you'll have nice experience here. So it's it was content more for foreigners, for people from abroad. And also, Warsaw ensures a high level of attendees and speakers. So we don't collaborate with doubtful partners and avoid some speakers with low level of trust from developers community. So we try to focus more on builders, and it's really nice because as I mentioned, I had the experience participated in many events, and some of them like a marketing platforms. So they are not about blockchain. So they are more about crypto. They are more about this crypto bros and Giga Chats and all these guys, aggressive marketing, aggressive these things. So Warsaw is opposite. So we're about builders. We're about community. We are about value to the person who wants to build a career in Web3, actually, not in crypto, but in Web3, in blockchain, in Ethereum. So I think it's the main basis for building strategy and for content strategy.
I actually have a question. I actually have two questions for you guys, and you can both answer. One of them is how big is the crypto community or the Web3 community in Warsaw? This is just a curiosity of mine. And the second question is, wait, I need to remember, but maybe you can answer that, and then I can ask you the second one.
So it's not that easy to tell because our community is multinational. And when we are organizing our conference, it's maybe 50-50. We have 50% people from Poland, 50% people from abroad. Our meetups have a regular audience of maybe 100 people. But for example, we have 2,000 subscribers at meetup.com. So it's not that easy to tell.
That's quite interesting. I was asking because I think like I thought Bucharest, for example, has like a decent community of like, it's not like amazing, it's not like the biggest one, but I think a lot of the attendees that came from, they're like locals, obviously, I guess. And then I felt like in Bulgaria, probably it was like 80-20 or 70-30, I would say. So the majority of them were locals as well. So that's why I was asking.
Warsaw has quite different experience because it's like more multinational city, and there are many Ukrainians here, many people from Belarus. That's why I don't know how to count them like locals or not locals. So because sometimes people go, for example, they go from Ukraine to some other countries. They stay in Warsaw for 2 weeks or 4 months, and then they go to the UK, for example, or some builders, some developers, or they like explore some opportunities and try to figure out like what's going on here. So it's quite hard to identify, but yeah, I saw here many people from the United Kingdom at our meetups, from Netherlands. So yeah, some people.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I haven't been to Warsaw in a while, but I mean, like remember, like last time I was there, like it was quite fun and like quite international. The second question I actually had for you is like maybe Monika can answer that, is like, and also like you, because you were in DevCon as well. Like, how do you guys feel about like non-technical hackathons? Especially because I feel like the marketing side of things and the non-technical side of things has got a lot of traction and has gotten a lot of attention, especially at DevCon. And I can see that online as well. So I wanted to see, and I'm asking you this because you mentioned that like a big focus of yours is the technical or like technical people, developers. So I wanted to like see, how do you feel about like, and how do you feel about engaging or promoting something non-technical at these like Ethereum related events, and especially right now in question ETHWarsaw as well?
Yeah, we are focused on the builders, but it doesn't mean we are focused only on the developers. Like we want to support founders, product people, marketing people as well. And we are definitely open to an idea of organizing a non-technical hackathon, or maybe combining like this technical aspect with some other aspects. Like we are actually thinking about organizing a legal hackathon, but I was thinking about it more like we will bring some developers, like pair them with lawyers and see if they can come up with some fresh ideas. Yeah, and as I said, it's not that we want only to focus on the developers. Like we have also speaking tracks for marketing and like some basic of Web3. So it's not only about coding and, like only super technical stuff. And also what I want to say is even if it's a regular hackathon, non-technical people are also needed there, like designers, product managers. So even if someone is not a developer, they can still participate in a hackathon. I'm also an example of this because I'm not a developer, and I participated in a couple of hackathons and even won a couple of them. So yeah, you just need to be a little bit more like bold and take your chances.
For sure. I mean, I had somebody at my hackathon in Bangkok, was a guy who was a designer, and he told me he's always going to developer hackathons, and this one, like, the fact that he came to my event. It was something a bit different and out of ordinary for him. He's like, oh, I really enjoyed it, but now I'm going back because I have another hackathon to attend tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So I think that's quite fun. And as we were talking about like target audiences and like designing the best event for your attendees, I have another question for you, Monika. How do you structure the speaker tracks to ensure attendees know what to expect?
Yeah, so we start with our audience. So we want to like understand what they might need, and we know that our attendees are not only developers. So we are trying to like incorporate also non-technical tracks or non-technical talks. But at the same time, we know that they're like not like crypto newbies. There are like intermediate people or even advanced people. So we want to make sure that the talks will bring value to them, that they're insightful enough. Also, we have like no shilling policy, so we don't want anyone, even our sponsors, to talk only about like their product. Like we want them to tell something more about maybe their technology or their strategy or something. So it's not about like introducing what you're doing. That's more in-depth analysis or of something. And so we also like don't talk about crypto prices. We are not about trading. So this is what's really important to us. But also ETHWarsaw is like a generalist conference, so we don't have any particular topic we are focused on. Like, for example, ETHDAM is focused on privacy, so we don't have that. And this year we had like 4 tracks: infrastructure, security, financial freedom, and mass adoption. And I think they're like really general, and we could fit many different topics into them. And my approach to like choosing speakers is like focusing on their topic, on the quality of their presentation. And I would like to avoid the situation that I'm forced to pick someone only because I need more talks for a specific track. And we even had this situation last year that we wanted to do like a whole security track, but we didn't have that many applications for security topics. So we just decided to like skip it and introduce different topics to the conference, because we just wanted to have more quality speakers than like particular topic speakers. So this is how we approach this. And of course, we like label all the talks on the agenda, so people know what to expect from the topic, even if they're not really familiar with like the words from the title. They know what the presentation will be about. We release the agenda before the conference, so people can plan what they want to attend. I think that's mostly it.
Is your plan to do the same thing next year? Do you have the same approach?
Probably it will be similar, but we are still looking for like the best approach. We had some voices this year that people didn't really know what our tracks are. Maybe we need to talk about them more. Like they were in our blog posts, they were on our social media, they were on the agenda, but what we didn't do, we didn't put them on our website in the spotlight. So maybe this is something we could try, we could do, and maybe it will also attract more speakers for this specific topics. Yeah, we are still looking for the best ways to communicate with our attendees and other participants, like speakers and sponsors. We're still have some room for improvement.
What do you think were the best things that you've used, or what were the most successful channels or ways to communicate with these people that you were just mentioning?
Okay, so I think it's maybe a question to me. So our main channels of communication are Twitter, LinkedIn. Also, we have Medium and YouTube channel, and Telegram community chat. So the most active are Twitter, LinkedIn, and Telegram chat. On Medium, we post our updates, share some bigger things. For example, the latest one was Monika's experience from DEF CON, of being DEF CON scholar. So it was pretty interesting. So we share there more bigger pieces of content. Twitter is quite successful because it has high level of engagement and people can share, so it's more native to our community. It's obvious, I think. Also, Telegram is fast and also native channel to communicate with the community. And LinkedIn this year, I started posting on LinkedIn more active this year, and I saw that we had quite many quite high level of engagement from LinkedIn, because previously LinkedIn was underestimated by the team, by some previous marketers, and I see that it was super successful because we gained many new followers, many reactions on our LinkedIn posts about ETHWarsaw, especially when we talk about ETH Legal, because all the participants of ETH Legal are on LinkedIn. So they don't use Twitter. They are lawyers. They are corporate ladies and men and gentlemen. So that's why it was pretty successful. This communication was pretty successful on LinkedIn. So YouTube, we have YouTube channel where we publish our videos from the conferences, from meetups. So it's more long-term content, let's say. Also, maybe I'll test posting on some decentralized social media like Hey Balance or Warpcast. But I suppose they will have less engagement due to their small adoption compared to Twitter or LinkedIn. And for example, we had a meetup where we had a speaker from he wasn't directly from Warpcast, but he was one of the guys who built for Warpcast. And I saw that people didn't know about Warpcast, about Farcaster. So it was quite maybe more than a half of a year ago. Yeah. I see. I'd like to test this decentralized social media, but I'm not sure that we'll have high level of engagement. And also we have some user generated content, and we also share it. And in most cases, it works very well. And for example, we had a media booth at the conference, and anyone could record a short video or a podcast. So if you come to us next year, you can have like your media corner, media booth, where you can like invite people to talk and record your podcast there. So this year we had our Stanislav. He was our MC, and also he has his own podcast, and he recorded more than 10 or even 15 podcast episodes with speakers. And now he posts them almost every week, and then we repost them, and we have like additional content. So yeah. So and one more thing that it's always good to post some like content relevant to current events. For example, in summer we all celebrated the Ethereum birthday, and I created a post like to celebrate it, and it was really successful because like people forgot about this, and we reminded them, and it was a month or like months and a half before the conference, so they were like quite hot in terms of they were quite engaged, let's say, and this news was perceived very good. So I think that like the main channels I mentioned and the main topics or like types of content is like news, updates, photos of the team, user-generated content from the community, and some creative things.
What do you think are some best practices that you've maybe have seen at other events and you think would like maybe work to be implemented at ETHWarsaw as well? Is there anything that like drew your attention? I can give you an example.
Yeah, maybe Monika, you can start and then I continue.
Okay, so I thought maybe that's another question for marketing, but if it's in general, like, so my biggest takeaway from this year's DEF CON, for example, was this interactive game for the attendees where people were scanning their frogs. And I think it's such a cool interactive feature that, you know, people are talking to each other. It's a super icebreaker. Like I met so many people like just by having fun with the frogs. Like I've met some artists, potential speakers for ETHWarsaw, potential sponsors even. Like we were like exchanging QR codes on our frogs, and you know we were talking, and it's a really nice conversation starter because usually it's like a bit weird to talk to like completely strange people, like you don't know who they are, so like you don't even know if it's worth talking to them, like if they want to talk to you. But using this game is something that really helps to network. And we tried like a treasure hunt, so it was also interactive, but it wasn't like person to person. It was like person to, you know, to the game, to maybe a sponsor booth or something. So I think maybe this is something we will try next year. So instead of having a treasure hunt and scanning pop-ups or some other codes, we will try to make something more person to person, to have this interaction between our attendees.
I think this is actually what's missing in like a lot of events, like not just in crypto, I think in general. So like for me, like ever since I've been going to conferences, this has been like my main issue, I guess. An example I actually had was something I've seen really cool in Bulgaria, is that there was like an ATM, and then you had to scan a code and they would give you like 50 leva for free. It's like 20 euros. And everybody was going to be there and everybody was posting about it on social media. I mean, it's not like peer to peer, but I think it was something fun and to remember, let's say.
Oh, I can add because shortly. So, like, I'd like to have like more photo corners or like specific places with like perfect light where people can take some excellent photos without stress. Because like we had some places, but maybe next year I'd like to have them more, or like, because I really liked at DevCon this photo booth, photo places, and we took some photos for our team there with ETHWarsaw, and it was very easy and very fast, and you have good light and so it's very it's very organic thing and very native to take some photos and post them with good quality, because sometimes people don't have this opportunity to take some quality photos. And also last year we had one creative couple at our venue, and they brought with them a thermo printer, and they printed some funny pictures on t-shirts, bags, and hats. And maybe this year we also bring them, or maybe someone else, because this activity was quite engaging, and people produce their own merch with their own design. And so it was fast, it was interesting, it was creative, and you have something unique from ETHWarsaw. So I think it's very good, and probably we should like continue and like make it bigger.
For sure. Actually has some like very, very cool fridge magnets at home, like from last time I went to Poland, from Warsaw. And it says, yeah, we have polar bears. Poland is crazy or something like this. And I think I actually have a couple of them on my fridge, and I've been giving them for like, it's been almost 10 years already, but I absolutely love them. I think that there's so much fun. Something else I wanted to ask you, because like I think hackathons are like very important part of like any Ethereum related event, and not only. I wanted to ask you like if you can like tell us a bit about like what have you done, and how important do you think are bounties to attract participants?
Yes, so we organized a hackathon with every conference. So we also had 3 hackathons so far. And if it comes to bounties, that's a tricky question, because at one side, like, who doesn't like prizes, right? So they are probably important. However, I didn't notice any direct correlation between the prize pool and the number of hackers. So it seems that it's not the money that attracts hackers to the hackathon. So I think that it might be more like the quality of sponsors that is important for the hackathon, that the developers like to engage with like different technologies and tools, and want to learn teams behind like the projects they know. And I think this is was like important for them, like our reputation of this event for builders, not for traders, is something that is drawing like hackers to our hackathon. And yeah, I think that they want interesting bounties, like interesting challenges to work on, not just they don't look at the price pool that much. And I think it's also important to have like sponsors interact with the hackers. So when they're bringing their mentors and they're helping the hackers to build their projects, this creates this atmosphere of building and working together, doing something cool. And I think that's really important factor in organizing the hackathon.
How important it is in your perspective to keep having the same sponsors event after event, and how do you maintain these relationships? Do you think it's important? Do you think it's sometimes nice to switch it up?
For us, it's really important. It gives us this kind of safety that we know that there are projects that support us year after year. I think it's also a signal that we are bringing value to them, that we are doing something that is important for the sponsors, and I hope also for the community. And we have sponsors that sponsored all 3 editions. For example, Aleph Zero or Redstone are coming to ETHWarsaw year after year. And I wouldn't say that we are doing anything in particular to maintain these relationships. We are not organizing any extravagant VIP parties, or we are not giving them special gifts or something. We are just focused on the quality of our conference. We are listening to the feedback they are giving us. Not everything is perfect, but we want to listen, and we want to improve every year. So we are talking to the sponsors, asking them how they felt during the conference, and if they want to change something in the future. And we are in general making sure that the sponsors are well taken care of. So if they say they need something, we try to accommodate them. Sometimes they see their booth on the map and they're fine with it, but they're coming to the venue and have some remarks that they want to change something. We try to make it happen. So this is our approach to sponsors, and it's working.
Something else I wanted to ask you both, or anybody or any of you that wants to answer this. I know you mentioned to me that you had a significant number of women participants. We're 3 women here. I love having women on the podcast. How do you guys encourage gender diversity at this event, especially because we know Web3, I wouldn't call it crypto, but Web3 is a very male-dominated industry. You see that in a lot of events. You see that in the number of users and so on. So I would love to hear your thoughts as well.
Yeah, I can start. Almost all the founders and stewards of ETHWarsaw are women. And the main symbol of the brand is a female mermaid. By the way, the mermaid is also Warsaw's mascot, the main symbol, and the woman who makes Warsaw, keeps Warsaw in safe. So that's why it was quite obvious that the event can have this woman approach, and this year, we had you're right, we had many women on site, organizers, speakers, sponsors, attendees, and we didn't have any policies about women's participation, because I know that DEF CON had these policies, and at least one woman should be on the stage, and I know that some projects really had problems with this, with inviting at least one woman to the panel, for example. Yeah, I know these cases. I was surprised, but we have what we have. So we didn't have any policies, and we had good vibes, and these good vibes attracted women, and women interested in decentralized tech, in learning more about Ethereum and related topics. So ETHWarsaw is not a crypto bro event. It's more about building, creating, and this approach is attractive. It's attractive not only to women; it's attractive to men with builders mindset. I think, because I see very big difference between this between men who are interested in quick buck and pump dump and go away, say sail in May and go away. So, and I see that the guys who want to grow, who want to develop their career in the space, and they are open, they have open minds, and they more they have this builder's mindset, and I think it explains everything. So, and also as we mentioned, that Warsaw is more multicultural and more multinational city. Here are many women who start their career from scratch. And for example, I know this because I know that many Ukrainian women moved to Poland due to the Russian invasion, and they had to start their careers from scratch. And actually at ETHWarsaw, I met many Ukrainian IT women and women from IT sector and creative sector who wanted to learn about blockchain and Ethereum ecosystem, and they wanted to pivot their careers and build their focus in their careers, to focus on Ethereum and blockchain in general. So I think this all these things attracted, all these points attracted more women, and I hope that we'll see even more women next year as speakers. First of all, as speakers and hackers.
I absolutely love this. I love all these initiatives. I'm a huge supporter of that. And I'm really happy to see that a lot more women are interested in the technical side of things, but not only. Something else I know you guys have done is that you have done a VC pitch day. Can you maybe tell us more about it, and what impact has it had on startups and their growth? What is a first iteration? Was it a second? How did it work?
It was the second iteration of this event. We are still looking for a perfect format for this, and we'll probably make some changes in the future too. This is something I said. We want to support not only the developers but also founders. So this is how we want to help them make their businesses, help them gather funds for their project. And for now, we didn't have any spectacular success stories because of this pitch days. However, we had a couple of hackathon projects that got funded. So this is something we are keeping in mind, that we can support the builders to in their journey of creating their startups. And I think it's really important to organize such events. This is an opportunity not only to gather funds, but also to get feedback on what you're doing, maybe to improve something, to talk to other founders. So it's not only about getting money, but also building the community and showing the founders that they're not alone, that there are people that are willing to help them. And we are definitely thinking about moving into that direction, that maybe we could organize even more events for founders, maybe some founder gatherings, or maybe some acceleration projects. So we will see what's in the future, but in general, I think that's our way to show our support to builders.
Do you feel like, or like, what's the situation in Poland when it comes to like governmental support when it comes to Web3 development? I'm asking this because in Romania, for example, there were some attempts. And from what I know, they recently took off all taxes on crypto gains. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's like 6 months, and it recently came to place, and it was recently implemented, and it actually came from like the Socialist Party, which is like something that never would have expected.
So the Polish government is not really supportive of crypto, but they are also not causing any problems for now. So it's like neutral, I would say. There are definitely Polish startups who like had their way into like this financial world. So it's not that it's impossible in Poland, but it's probably also not that straightforward.
I see. What do you feel like? What do you both feel like it's the biggest lesson or biggest lessons for you from organizing this event this year?
Not only this year, but in general, I think the lesson is to be flexible, because organizing events is like unpredictable totally. You don't know what's gonna happen, and you can't prepare for everything. So you need to stay flexible, and even if you strive to achieve this perfect event, you need to be prepared to compromise somewhere, because you just can't have like everything, because life happens, and yeah, I think this is something to keep in mind, to not go crazy while organizing events, because yeah, some things are frustrating, but you can't do anything about it, and you need to stay with the positive mindset, and doing what you can do, and improving where you can, and knowing where it's impossible to do something.
What about you, Daria?
I have, let's say, I have more marketing lessons, but anyway. So first, that event experience starts long before the date of the event, and people buy expectations. When they buy tickets, they buy expectations. So you must confirm these expectations, or in better situation, exceed them. So, and when people come to the event, it's like the final point. So you have to work long before they buy ticket and buy ticket to their plane or train, or I don't know. And the second one is like the bloggers and calls with thousands of followers can generate less ticket sale than people with 500 or like 1,000 followers. And I'm sure you know this, Alex, very well. And we had experience when the guys reached out to me and asked for some free tickets instead of help with promotion on their social media, and we sell nothing. So we didn't have any sales from their super boosted accounts. So I think it's quite obvious, maybe, but it confirmed again. And next year will not go in this direction, and we'll work more with ambassadors, with people who are really interested in collaborating with ETHWarsaw and bringing some value to our event.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I think it's a lesson that a lot of people should learn in crypto. I actually took some like very very small interviews in Bangkok, and I was asking people like, "What do you think is overrated?" And then everybody was like, "KOL rounds, KOL rounds." This is not exactly a KOL round, but like it's definitely the usage of like some of these people that have like very big accounts, but like very small engaged communities. So it's definitely something that, in my perspective, needs to be looked into more deeply moving forward in from any perspective, let's say. One of the last questions I have for you guys is like, what is one tool you love in Web3? And this is a question regarding, I mean, I call it tool, but I want it to be like an educational resource, anything like a book, a podcast, or anything that you think would be a newsletter that you think would be useful for anybody listening to us right now.
So I don't know if it's very useful for marketing people, but what I absolutely love is Crypto Zombies. It's like this programming course, and it was really helpful in my product management journey. Like I learned basics of Solidity and smart contracts, and this helped me talk to the developers and understand better how it works and what is possible, what is not possible, and I even helped them when they were starting with their own Solidity journey. And yeah, I think it's a great resource. Like it's taking you step by step, and if you know some basics of coding, you can just try it, and it helps. I think to navigate in crypto.
I mean, we take any kind of resources here. Like, it doesn't really matter if it's like marketing related or not. Like, as long as it's an educational resource, like we take it. What about you, Daria?
I also can recommend more product-oriented things, and I always recommend to learn documentation, and I recommend it to every marketer, because I see that we have like lack of understanding of the idea of projects and how they build. And actually, when you start learning some project, or when you want to invite someone to interview or like write some post, check the documentation, because it's essential, let's say. And also I want to recommend a course, Devil Uni course by Bianca Buzea, and I recently finished it. And I, as a marketing person, I was super. It was very helpful, because I'm sure that every marketing person who wants to sell, who wants to work at the project focused on B2D, like business to developers, must understand the ways to communicate with developers, the ways to present information, and the ways to make this process more more structured, more strategic, have more strategic approach. That's why I recommend this course. And what else? I don't know. Like I scroll Twitter. Sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes it's very insightful. So I think just and I can recommend my podcast, Daria Strategy, because I always invite some product people and ask them about some product and human side of Web3. So
I absolutely love it, and I'll definitely like add it in the description of this episode. So anybody listening, just make sure you check it out. Ladies, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter mostly, so you can find me on Twitter with my full name, Monika Zając.
Yeah, I also on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Sometimes on YouTube and Hackathons under the nickname Daria Strategy. So you can find me under this name.
Well, Daria also just reached like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So like, congrats, Daria. Yay.
Yeah, it was hard, but I see the result, and I see that if you invite people you're interested in personally, you'll have great conversation. So that's why. And don't invite people recommended by others, because sometimes it can be not so fun.
Well, thank you so much for spending this like hour with me. I think it was very educational. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Good luck with your next event. I hope to meet you IRL soon. I have never met you, Monika, but I've met you, Daria, many times. So I hope I'll see you both sometime soon. And yeah, thank you again, and stay in touch.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. See you in Warsaw.
Yeah.
See you in Warsaw.
Thank you so much for listening to our Out of Ordinary podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to hear more content like this, then open up the podcast app and click on the follow or subscribe button. It takes less than 5 seconds and is the single best thing you can do to support the show and stay up to date to more marketing strategies that are being used in the Web3 space.